Okay, my name is Lisa. Welcome back. We are doing a recipe that isn't just cooking, it is a story and history. We are making lasagna the way my mom showed me how to make the Abruzzo way. She's from a region in Italy called Abruzzo, and so they say they're Abruzzes. That's what you say. So anyway, this is like a history-making, story-making recipe for me, and I'm going to bring you along and show you the Abruzzo's way to make lasagna. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is the sauce, but I need to brown my ground beef first. So we're starting with that. I use a little bit of seasonings, tiny bit of onion, so I'll show you. So let's get started. Now, people who are from Abruzzo are called Abruzzes. Now, in Abruzzo, we don't rush the sauce. I'm sure most Italians, we don't rush the sauce. We are going to brown the ground beef first. So I'm going to start that process, but this is not something you can rush. You make it with love and intention. And that's the whole premise of Italian cooking. If you don't make it with love, it's no good. So, let's get busy with the ground beef. Now we're going to use this onion. It's a baby onion. I'm going to use this. I don't put a lot of onion in it. Clove of garlic and a little bit of this onion. So that's what we're going to get together. Is done. Now just a little fact. My wooden spoon, I always rest it like on the edge of the pot there. My friends tell me not everybody does that, but Italians do. Comment down below, do you rest your spoon on the edge of the pot like that? Do you rest it in here, like so? I always learn to rest it like that. Just a little fact that I do, but what do you do? Okay, so we are grounding the beef, and to the beef, I'm only adding that much onion. We don't want to overpower the sauce with onion. We want the spices to be nice and cohesive. So I only add a little bit of onion to the meat. I made a nice pot of sauce, Abruzzo's way, of course, and I will link it up in the eye in the sky. I have a recipe already on my channel, so I didn't want to repeat the process here. But I have my sauce done. We're going to let it simmer. I added the chopped meat back in to my sauce. And we're just going to let it simmer some. I've already added some parsley. We're going to add oregano leaves and a little bit garlic powder. Let's stir in the spices. And let this simmer. So let's start on the filling for the lasagna. We have a few ingredients here. Let's bring them up closer. We have the eggs that we need. We need oregano, We also need some whole milk ricotta cheese. And let's see, what else do we need? Let's bring those back a little bit. There's the ricotta cheese we need. We need Parmesan cheese. This is what I have, so that's what I'm using. And we need some mozzarella shredded cheese. So we're just going to put this filling together here. And there are the ingredients, as you can see. The thought I had on this recipe is, I use a certain amount of mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese, but if you like more of that, put more of that in it. But I love the taste of ricotta, so I want the ricotta cheese to be the life of the party, so to speak. So I do put mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, but some recipes might put more of that in there and more spices. We like it basic. It's the Abruzzo's way. Okay, so let's put these in there to cook. They will soften up and then I will put them into the pan. So, not to worry. Okay, I put down parchment paper and I'm putting down my noodles on top so they don't stick anywhere while I'm cooking the rest. And then we'll assemble. Okay, it's time to layer the pasta. Layer the lasagna. So this is how we're going to do it. We have the sauce off to the side, my pan, the noodles. Over there you see the filling, the cheeses, so we're all set to go. So the first step is to take some sauce and put it in the bottom of the pan. As you can see, we're going to spread it over the bottom of the pan so the noodles don't stick. So we're going to continue that process. The sauce is in, then we're going to put the noodles. We're going to put noodles across the bottom of the pan, like so. And then we're going to have like that. So we have the noodles. Then our next layer is more sauce covering the noodles. So let's position you like that. And we're going to put sauce all over the noodles. We like the sauce covering the noodles. This is how I do it. So I do that. Then we're going to add the filling. Then we're going to dollop the filling like so. Spread out the ricotta as best you can. And the next step is I take Parmesan cheese and sprinkle on the top. We do the next layer. So let's go into a montage. Cue the music. What is your preferred way of having lasagna? Ricotta filling or bechamel sauce? The secret sauce, as we Abruzzes say, was and is the ricotta filling. Bechamel is nice, but the ricotta filling is just the Abruzzes way, and it's very delicious. If you do try it, let me know in the comment section what you think. I always enjoy reading the comments. So this is the final layer. We put on the noodles, like so. Then we put the sauce all over the noodles like we've been doing. And we want to make sure all the noodles are covered with sauce. After I put on the sauce, I put on the mozzarella cheese that we have reserved on top. Sprinkle the mozzarella cheese. We want it sprinkled all over the lasagna, as you can see. And now it's just time to bake. Lasagna ready for the oven. So here we are, it's all preheated, so we're just going to put it in the oven. Before we preheat it, we need to cover it with some tin foil before we cook it. We are going to put this in the oven. As you can see, we're going to bake 375 for 30 minutes. So I just pulled the lasagna out of the oven. So let's get checking on this lasagna. See how it's bubbling and the cheese is melted? We've had it covered all this time, like 35 minutes at 375. And we are going to put it back in without the tin foil on top to get the top brownish a little bit. And here you go. My family's famous lasagna. And it's to die for.